Brethren, so I just got back from a successful second degree. One of our newer candidates was successfully passed to his second degree, and we had a good time. The ritual was good, and we had a good time afterwards at a festive board that was nicely prepared by yours truly, brother Junior Warden. But that's not what I want to talk about tonight. Tonight I want to talk about something different. So, it's that time of the year when the world stops to celebrate love, and usually that means a frantic rush for roses or trying to snag a last-minute reservation at that one Italian place everyone likes. But today, I want to talk about a very specific kind of love and support, the kind that handles a black suit once a month, smells faintly of old books and floor wax, and understands why the East isn't just a direction on a compass. In our craft, we spend a lot of time talking about how we're builders. We moralize on the square and the compasses. We work on our internal rough ashlars, and we strive to become, better men. While we're busy debating the finer points of ritual or planning how to metaphorically build a cathedral, our wives and spouses are often the ones making sure the actual roof over our heads stays intact. There's an old joke about the Masonic widow, the spouse who loses her husband to the lodge every second Thursday. But if we look closer, she isn't a widow. She's the unseen foundation of the entire building. In fact, our journey together starts with her. Think back to your investigation. That committee didn't just want to see your library, they sought her blessing as well. Because Masonry knows what we sometimes forget. A man cannot effectively serve the craft if his home is in disharmony. So this episode is in praise of the Masonic wife. It's a tribute to the women who are catering the festive boards. They host the fundraisers and somehow find a dry cleaner that knows exactly how to press a formal suit on short notice. Truth be told, most of us couldn't be good Masons without them. Today, we're going to tell them just how much that support means. Now, Masons love to call themselves builders. It's our favorite word. We've got the aprons, the tools, and we can spend hours discussing the intricate architecture of King Solomon's temple. But let's be real for a moment. If you left the average group of brethren to organize a large fundraiser or a simple family barbecue on their own, you'd probably end up with 40 bags of chips, no napkins, and a very confused crowd. This is where our wives and spouses step in as the general contractors of our social lives. While we're busy debating the symbolic orientation of the building or the finer points of our history, they're the ones ensuring there's actually a community to fill that building. Think about the last festive board or district event you attended. Who was really running the show in the kitchen? Who made the hall look like something other than a basement meeting room? We might be able to trace the history of a cathedral back to the 14th century, but for most of us, a pot roast is essentially rocket science. It's the wives who do the catering, hosting, and the heavy lifting that turns a meeting into an event. They bring a level of grace and organization that we, frankly, just don't have in our toolkit. They don't just help out, they provide the heart of the social pillar. From organizing the silent auction for the Masonic Foundation to making sure a new initiate's family feels at home. They bridge the gap between our private ritual and our public impact. They are the architects of the fellowship we enjoy, and they do it with a smile, even when they're the ones who have to stay late to make sure the coffee earned is actually unplugged. But let's talk about what happens when that door clicks shut. When we head out for our Masonic travels, whether it's a regular meeting, a district visit, or that big trip to Toronto for the Grand Lodge in July, we aren't the only ones making a commitment. We're stepping into a world of ritual and brotherhood, but our spouses are stepping into the domestic gap. They're the ones holding the fort. It's easy to overlook the logistics. Who was it that remembered today was lodge night and made sure your black suit was back from the dry cleaners? Who handled the fifth grade math crisis or the bedtime routine solo so you could go and serve as a warden or a deacon? While we're traveling from west to east in the safety of our lodge rooms, they're navigating the very real, often chaotic world of home, work, and family. Our wives and spouses make it possible for us to pursue our personal growth by taking on the extra weight of the everyday. And it's not just the chores, it's the emotional support. Think about those nights when you came home late, maybe after a meeting that didn't go quite as planned, or when you were struggling to memorize a difficult piece of ritual. Who was the listening ear? Who gave you the encouragement to keep going when the rough ashlar felt a little too stubborn to work? A man can't truly focus on becoming a better version of himself if he's worried about the foundation crumbling behind him. Our wives provide that stability. They sacrifice their time, their evenings, and often their own quiet moments so that we can contribute to the craft. They fill the gap between our aspirations and our reality. And they do it with a quiet strength that we often, far too often, take for granted. In our lodge rooms, we use the three great lights to show us the path. But when we come home, we face the most honest Masonic monitor we'll ever know. Our wives. You see, brethren, we can wear the finest regalia and recite the most perfect ritual. But our spouses are the ones who see the rough ashlar up close every single day. They know where the edges are still jagged. They know when we aren't quite living up to the square. In the ancient charges of our Constitution, we're reminded that a Mason's duty is most vital at home and in your neighborhood. We're charged to be good husbands and good fathers before we are ever charged to be good lodge officers. Our wives are the mirror that reflects how well we're actually doing that work. They don't just support our journey, they hold us accountable to the standards we profess. If we're becoming more patient, more charitable, or more upright, they're the first to notice. And let's be honest, most of us couldn't be the men we strive to be without them. They provide the grace that softens our rougher points and the wisdom that guides us when our own right reason fails. We might be the ones wearing the aprons, but our wives and spouses, they're the ones who make sure the life we live outside the lodge is worthy of the work we do inside it. Okay, brethren, let's have a moment of truth. If you're seeing this on Valentine's Day and you haven't planned anything for your wife, you are cooked. You might as well start looking for a comfortable pillow because you're headed straight for the doghouse. But tell you what, let me help you out. Bring your significant other over to the screen right now. Go ahead, I'll wait. Ready? Show her this portion of the podcast and let's see if I can woo her on your behalf with a little poetry for the ladies of the craft. You gave your blessing at the kitchen table before my first step toward the lodge's light. You keep the heart and home secure and stable and brush my suit for every meeting night. While we discuss the temple's ancient stone, you build a heart with grace and table set. You lead the feast and make our work your own, a debt of love we haven't paid you yet. You see the ashlar, rough and jagged still, the mirror of the man I strive to be. When right reason yields to stubborn will, your quiet patience guides and humbles me. Forgive the times we lacked the word of thanks. For travels long and evenings spent apart, we find our place within the brothers' ranks, but you hold every corner of our heart. So brethren, there is your working tool for Valentine's Day. As the world celebrates, take a moment to look past the ritual and the regalia. Look at the woman who makes your Masonic journey possible. We get so busy with work that we sometimes forget to say the most important words. Thank you. Thank her for her blessing, for her patience, and for being the foundation of your life. To the wives and spouses of the brethren under the Grand Lodge of Canada and beyond, we salute you. You are the heart of the craft. Happy Valentine's Day, and until we meet again, this is a Brotherly Love podcast. Let's get to work.